Tubeless High Score Challenge, and the game this week is Dick Tracy on the Megadrive. Dick Tracy, a character I don't know much about. I know the name, seen him around in his yellow coat. He's got that film out as well, but apart from that I know very little about him. Reading Wikipedia, or should that be Dickipedia, it's a comic strip that started in the 1930s. Apparently it's still running, so that's nearly 100 years of Dick Tracy fighting crime. Anyway, on to the game itself. Level 1, Tracy declares war on Big Boy. The enemy's kind of like mob type gangsters, and Dick Tracy has arch enemies, and sort of a fair few of them. So he's off after his sort of first criminal here. And the game itself, it's sort of side-scrolling, a bit like Rolling Thunder, but you've also got this sort of mechanic where you're shooting into the background, and so there's kind of like two planes in a sense. It's quite simplistic in a way, but it's a really good sort of test of skill, because you're constantly just having to sort of prioritise which enemy to take down first. Do you shoot the one in the foreground walking towards you, or do you shoot the enemies in the background who are sort of like taking pop shots at you? And that's kind of how the whole game plays out, really. Well, for the most part. There are a couple of variations with some of the levels, which we'll see. Yeah, most of it's going from left to right and shooting the enemies in the background and in the foreground as well. So here we go. There is a bonus you can get on each level if you don't break anything. However, that is very, very hard to do. And to be honest, it's fun to blow stuff up anyway. So I hadn't worried too much about sort of trying to get that bonus. And I think it's 10,000 points you get if you sort of for not breaking anything, but yeah, not really worth it, and probably impossible on the later levels anyway. Anyway, so walking along, she's shooting the gangsters. Just jumping on some boxes there. Could have walked around them, I suppose, but getting over them is better. Yep, nice graphics in this. I can imagine it looking very nice on a CRT. I do like the Dick Tracy sprite. He walks quite slowly, but it's very eye-catching with his like big yellow coat. And that was the first stage done. And he's out of bullets already. So, level 2. Okay, in this level, as we saw, Dick Tracy's run out of bullets, so he's having to punch everyone. Good old punch to the knees is the order of the day. There are bonus points you get for punching. I think you get an extra 100 points at the end of the level for each gangster you punched. So, nice little bonus. And there's a new enemy here who's throwing sort of sticks of dynamite. It took me a little bit of sort of getting used to it first, because he is a bit slow walking. It's kind of like you worry about not being able to sort of close down the distance in time as they're chucking dynamite at you, but you do get a surprising amount of leeway, really. And you can sneakily sort of punch those ones in the foot there. It makes it easier when you go up and around. Ouch. Took a bullet at close range there, a bit careless, but early days. You get your energy back at the end of the level as well. So. enemies do a sort of pretty sort of standard 3 shots, then reload, so you can sort of time things fairly easily. Especially at this stage as well, because they're kind of just like they just sort of stand around sort of shooting at you. And I took another bullet then as well, so it was almost turning into a bad run. There is a timer on each stage as well. You do get a time bonus at the end, so it helps to sort of go through the level sort of fairly quickly. On some levels, the timer can be a little bit strict, so don't want to sort of dawdle too much either. Just trying to be careful here not to sort of lose my first life on what's the second level. And fortunately made it to the end, so get my energy recharge. Yeah, a few nice bonus points for punching the enemies and a time bonus as well. And here's like the first boss, as it were. Yeah, each sort of stage it's divided into 3. You kind of get a walking bit, a kind of an alternative second stage, and then kind of like a boss stage. And this first boss is called Itchy. Not sure where he gets his name from. I'm not sure if I want to ask. So it's kind of similar to how the other levels play out in a way. You got your enemies in the foreground and the background, but yeah, Itchy appears from time to time. And he's got his energy bar as well, so it takes a lot of hits. He is from the same locations each time, so you can, after a few days, you sort of know where to expect him. Yeah, not too difficult at all this bit really. So just like waiting in the middle, taking out the guys in the foreground first usually. Still gets plenty of time to take out the ones in the background, including Itchy himself. Okay, it's satisfying, that machine gun. It's quite good because pretty much whatever you sort of move, whatever you aim at, sort of gets taken out straight away. There's no kind of like, sometimes with games you get that sort of like delay between bullets, so you don't always sort of like take out the bad guy straight away. But this just completely mows them down. And Dick Tracy not unfamiliar with the old police brutality there. It's from the roundhouse to the big house for you, Itchy. And we get a bonus round after this boss fight. A bit of a sort of a target shooter thing here. Shoot the bad guys, not the good ones. Did take me a while to work out which ones were good, which ones were bad. So a lot of innocent people got shot before I got the hang of this. The earlier stages, they give you like a little bit more time, as long as you kind of just like steady really, you can sort of usually hit all the targets you need to. At stage 2, and yeah, it's Dick Tracy with his radio watch as well. Quite an invention, quite ahead of his time there with that. Nowadays we've got all Apple Watches and Fitbits and things, but Dick Tracy was rocking his way back in the 30s. Familiar story left to right, taking out the enemies. We've got these sort of knife people here. They're not too bad, the knife people, and they only take 1 energy block off if they get you as well, so not too bad. I jumped a bit too early there and landed on the bullet, which wasn't good. Yeah, I find what's helpful quite often is just sort of like firing off a quick shot before walking ahead. That way you can take out some enemies before they properly appear on screen, just to give you that little bit of an advantage. Because if you can get an early shot on the ones in on the foreground, then if any appear in the background, then it just makes it a bit easier really. It'd be nice if you could just mow them down from up high there with the machine gun, but no joy. Yeah, at this stage, really, it's kind of like, as long as you're just taking your time, really, and not being too rash, then it's, you can get through the levels like easy enough. Even though I'm down to my last couple of blocks of energy here, so I was worried about one more hit would lose a life at this fairly early stage, so. Coming up to the end of the level there, made it. So I was, yeah, a bit relieved to get to in there on my last bits of energy. Got the no break bonus on that level. I don't know whether that's just a look or whatever, but yeah, normally it's very difficult to avoid blowing stuff up, so not a nice bonus there. Yeah, new type of level, clinging onto the side of the car, shooting the gangsters as they appear in their cars in the background. And you get these ones in the foreground as well. Yeah, the blue guys shoot low, guys in the cream coats shoot high, so you kind of know where to expect the bullets are going to come from. It's the kind of game which I think I really would have enjoyed back in the day. I've still enjoyed it today, but yeah, I can imagine it's the kind of game which yeah, I would have really enjoyed and played a lot. Had I had a Megadrive and the game, of course. My only criticism of the game really is that it's kind of like a little bit samey in terms of just going across, shoot the enemies in the foreground, shoot the enemies in the background. It just kind of just like repeats like that, in ever more difficult circumstances. But the base challenge itself is a good one. It does get particularly challenging later on, and yes, a good game and all. There's a little meter at the top of the screen now, which sort of shows you how far along the level you are. As you can see, nearly at the end. There we go. Oh, another bad guy. It's just the brow. They've got some interesting nitroglycerin. Don't tend to see that so much nowadays. Nitroglycerin did used to be a quite powerful weapon back in the day, but don't see it mentioned as much anymore. So, the brow is dynamite. He's just sneaking out from behind the barrel there and laying a dynamite stick for me to walk onto. Chucks it up in the air to blow bits of girder off as well. Of getting the no break bonus on this level really. Not too problematic, the brow, like he chucks those bits of dynamite, but just a quick jump to the left, or just generally away from the dynamite. Does the trick. Caught out by the stick there, a bit casual. Still plenty of energy though, so no problems. And there goes the brow. Okay, brow, talk. It's lips manless. He sent me after Big Boy's Nitro. Ooh. Yeah, 40 seconds left on that one, so yeah, not a huge amount of time left, but comfortable enough. The bonus rounds start getting a little bit quicker, and they start sort of like introducing sort of new enemies and sort of characters to avoid or shoot. At this stage, it's still quite manageable, really. Needs to be that little bit sharper. 20,000 points. Oh, that's 3 credits as well. Though, of course, I won't be using those. Lips is across town. I have to get to my car alive. Oh, getting there dead would be no good. yeah, similar format to the previous levels. The enemies do start getting a bit more trickier. I think in this level we start getting the ones who sort of crouch down and shoot at you as well, so... This is also where... Yeah, there we go, yeah. Enemy crouching down shooting. I took a hit there. Yeah, this is also where it gets to like the stage of the game where you kind of do start to need to know what to expect in certain locations. You can still sort of like steadily make your way through a level, but there's some bits which are particularly nasty. And the first one really is coming up soon. I mean, I've already took 2 hits, so it's not going great anyway. But as we'll see in a minute. Doing here is I'm going a bit OTT with shooting off the screen because I know there's going to be an enemy which sort of springs up on me soon. So yeah, being down to my last bit of energy, I'm trying not to sort of take any chances really. And yeah, I was thinking like I may have got through it at this point. So far so good, but then, yeah, there we go. Just blue guy appears very quickly and, yeah, shot me straight away. Yeah, I mean, he got me even though I was kind of like expecting him. So, without expecting him, like, no chance. So this goes with the machine guns, in this sort of browny red sort of coats and trousers. Yeah, I avoided in that time. Sometimes they can fire a quick shot off at you, but yeah, fortunately just been able to sort of take them out straight away in this run. Tricky there, sort of a few bullets, got to sort of jump all of them really. Just about cleared that one. And stage 3A cleared. Quite a bit of time left. Sam, I'm heading over to the Club Ritz. Lips Manless, what's he got to do with this case? We'll soon find out. So it's another driving one. I quite like the driving ones. Because yeah, it's usually either like a driving one like this one or like a punching one where you got no bullets, and yeah, of course it's more fun to shoot stuff. So. I can't help but think if Tracy didn't have his yellow coat, then he could probably sort of, you know, disguise himself a bit easier and just make his way to various locations without being shot at. But no, the coat's pretty cool, so fair play. It's quite nice. You don't need to be sort of mega accurate with the machine gun. As long as you sort of like in the general location, you'll usually sort of hit the enemy. I think it could have been sort of really annoying if you needed to be sort of like too accurate on levels like this. If you had to like get it right in the window, but as long as you sort of like roughly in the right area, you'll take them out. How nice of you to drop by, Tracy. Care for a Molotov cocktail? Shaken, not stirred, please. And one of those little umbrellas. Okay, so we're in the club. You should get points for like trashing the place with your machine gun, really, instead of getting rewarded for like no break bonus. Yeah, with lips, yeah, after you shoot me, it takes a few pot shots at you. Sometimes he did catch me a bit on other runs, but just by sort of going left after I shot him, that seemed to work fine on this occasion. Even though I very sort of nearly walked into his bullets there. And again. Coming up to the end bit of the level now. Sometimes it takes sort of 5 or 6 pot shots at you, I think. Yeah, I made a conscious effort here to trash the drinks. Yeah, a bit. And he's resorted to throwing his Molotov cocktails as he was threatening to do earlier. Not too bad really, just like inching across the screen. Shoot him, inch along a bit further. Watch your interest in nitro lips. Trying to keep Big Boy from blowing up the competition, like me. Oh, Dick Tracy's still gonna punch him anyway, so. And yeah. Bonus round does start to get more tricky here. And start shooting some of the good guys as well. There's a new character, and that's turquoisey suit as well. I was actually amazed. I've still got 5,000 bonus points off that. 5 mistakes, it seemed like a lot more. That alley's too small for guns, Tracy. Watch out. Shoulders may know something, Sam. I'm going in. I don't know how an alley's too small for guns, and as we'll see in a minute, the enemies have them as well, so I don't think that's entirely fair. But it is what it is. We're back to punching. Yeah, the knife people are a little bit tricky. they'll take a swipe. Just got to sort of back off a bit and then close down the distance. Didn't quite get it right there. Punched him in the shin though to make up for it. Yeah, just sort of wait for the enemies to fire the 3 bullets, then sneak up on them and give them a good old punch. And yeah, it's the boxes, like you could have just sort of walked around them, but got to go up and over them. Tricky ones, you kind of got to do like 3 jumps really, and then you've got to sort of close down the distance as well whilst they're reloading, and it's, that is tricky when they're shooting on the ground. You can actually sort of jump into or onto enemies, and it's not like in, you know, Rolling Thunder where I think if you, I don't think you lose energy if you bump into them in Rolling Thunder, but yeah, in any case it's nice that, yeah, you don't lose energy just for touching them, so yeah, they need to go through the trouble of actually shooting or knifing you for that. Yeah, a tricky one. Yeah, trying to get into his pattern of shooting 3 bullets. Sometimes they just shoot 1 and then they reload, which makes it quite unpredictable really. And unfortunately, yeah, I didn't quite suss it out in time, and yeah, got a shot. And I didn't close down the distance quick enough either. I probably would have needed to do another spate of 3 jumps then before closing down further, but it's not nice just having sort of dance around bullets, so. Yeah, the knife geezers, you can take them out fairly easily by, if they sort of do that jump, you kind of jump in the same direction they're jumping and punch, and take them out straight away like that. Yeah, this guy has been fiddly, just back and forth, and then yeah, geezers come behind me, shoot me as well, so taken out there. So game over. Final score was 223,950. So yeah, 223,950. And Dick cops it, and Big Boy takes over town, but Tracy fails to return. So crime does pay today, but Tracy will be back. Game over.